Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I am down at Forest River in one of their photo booths here to give you a tour of a really awesome quad bunk destination RV. Now this one is, it resonates with me because, as you guys know, if you guys have watched my videos for a while, we have 4 kids at home, so having a nice dedicated space for them is super important, you know, when we are looking for something like this, if we ever do look for something like this. But it's going to have 4 slide outs, like I said, quad bunks. You're also going to get a half bath. This is the 2025 Puma 39PQB, and yeah, you know, we're going to take a nice little tour of it. If you guys are looking for the specifications, things like length, height, tank sizes, awning sizes, that'll be down in the description along with a link for the price. If you guys find some value in this video, if you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button for daily RV content. If you're just kind of watching one time and see you later, you know, maybe hit that like button and, you know, drop a comment, help a brother out. But again, it's the 2025 Puma 39PQB, and since this is a bunk model, I figure I'll start off in that back room for you, because if the bunks don't work, you're probably not looking at this thing. But right off the bat, extended season package. So you're going to have basically added insulation all throughout, and you're also going to have an upgraded furnace. So, you know, like right now, it's like 35, 40 degrees outside. Probably not the temperature that I would like to go camping in. However, you do have the furnace to help combat that for sure, which is always nice. And you do have an electric fireplace as well to give you a little extra boost. You got a little brief look here of the living room. Like I said, let's get back into here. And man, as a parent, I love this area for a number of reasons. One, you got a good place for a TV, you know, kind of your storage, but then also what you're going to have is, you know, plenty of sleeping. So this sofa right here makes a pull-out sofa, which is nice. It's going to make kind of about a queen to a full-size bed, kind of like a little hybrid of the two. And then your bunk model will actually carry 300 pounds of bunk space. And sorry about the glare there. I snapped one of the pieces of my lens, put a little crack in there, so I'm kind of dealing with that. But I got another phone charging up. So in the meantime, we'll have stuff like that driving me nuts. You're going to have an emergency exit, so pull, push, and plop. You can get out in a hurry. But you also got the Dracula shades, you know, to keep the nosy eyes out. Like I said, 300 pounds. You push it up, you can snap it in on either end. Now you got easier access for your sofa, which is pretty darn nice. And that's probably where I would put, you know, the bigger kid, kind of a more comfortable space there for you. And then right over here, again, the TV backer. You got place for your cable hookups, and then obviously your plug-ins. But then you also have room where you can put just a little bit of hanging clothes on both sides. And then maybe, like, you know, your boxers and socks and things like that, if you don't want to put them down there or on the floor. But plenty of moving and grooving room for a rainy day, which is what I really enjoy, because I think if you're ever trapped in the camper, anything you can do to not have the kids screaming at you and, you know, just kind of all up in your business is a good feature to have in a camper. Right here, you're going to have a 15K AC to keep them nice and chilly. Yeah, but the real star of the show is going to be right here. Well, bunks, another flip down bunk, but then you got this half bath, which is nice. One, if you want to play a little friendly neighbor, sit down and do your thing. You know, hey, Tom, taking a dump, how are you? But then you also have the toilet that's on a corner, which is always nice, because now you have plenty of moving and grooving room. You got a little armrest here with the sink, you know, plumbed in, plastic bowl, place for the kids' toothbrushes. And then you're also going to have outlets located right there. Mirror to check out the old bowling gun, baby. And then you open it up. You got plenty of storage here along with a hook, you know, maybe for like a towel of some kind, or a jacket or a hoodie or whatever. And you also got a little fan to help circulate some of that air there for you. But pretty darn cool to have that access. And plus, you know, if they're coming in and out of the woods or anything like that, they have a place where they can just pop in, use the restroom, and then dip back out. You know, you're good to go. You're not, you know, kind of trashing up what I would consider the main area of the camper. So Puma does a really good job with their decor. They're also going to have things like the solid surface countertops. You got LED lights, but I think they do a good job of mixing up the light and the dark. They also have really good head height here too as well. So I'm 6 feet tall for reference. You're probably looking at about 6'10" here for the middle, the section of it, you know, kind of your everyday walking. And then you're probably at about 5'10" here for the slide out, which is going to work out, you know, just great for you. Life's an adventure. Enjoy the ride, baby. And then right over here, you're going to have your table with your 4-seater so you can sit down, whoop up your neighbors in some euchre. Meg and Chris, if you're watching, congrats on the baby. Can't wait for you guys to, you know, raise that little sucker up so they can watch their parents get destroyed in some euchre by me and Babe. Speaking of which, Babe, if you're watching, I love you. So these windows are all going to open up for a nice breeze. You're also going to notice that they are tinted, which is nice. So you got the whole Dracula setup. You can go there. And then you're going to have another sofa for another sleeping space. So one, it's pretty darn comfy. Two, pulls out, to make some additional sleeping. Your TV, if you opt to get one or purchase one at some point, this is going to be on a swivel, which is going to be nice. So that's going to be able to, see it. Because otherwise, the setup isn't really great for someone that likes to watch a bunch of movies. But with the kids, I think you're going to be just fine. You'd rather have the sleeping space than the TV space 10 out of 10 times, I can tell you that. Zone 1 and 2, so that's inside and outside, so you can rock on both sides. And then you have your 31-inch gray stone fireplace that's going to put out about 4,800 BTUs of heat, or in kind of non-dorky language, it's going to heat the entirety of this area and start bleeding back into your bedroom or the bunk room, depending on which way you are pushing the air. Little overhead storage here for you, and I like how they kind of use that corrugated glass right there. Adds a little texture, a little bit of life to it, I suppose you could say. And then you flip around, you're back on over to that solid surface countertops. We're doubling up on the love today. And then you got the LED lights running all the way underneath. Now you do have access to get underneath the sink over on this side, but you're also going to have, some access over here as well. So it's going to be easier for maintenance for you. 3 pull-out drawers. The bottom 2 just don't have those little partitions. And then I like how the solid surface countertop also goes over on top of the sink. Stainless steel undermounted bowl with the high-rise faucet. Hitting those dishes from all angles. But you also got yourself a little bit of a backsplash right here as well. It's kind of like that fake tile where it kind of looks like tile from a distance, but when you get up, you realize it's kind of one of those fancy little stickers. And then you got a little spice rack, 4 top burner to whip up all the fixing. There are some grates that are going here, but I'm running quick on time, so I didn't set that up there for you. So right here, you're going to have an oven big enough to cook up a turkey. That is one thing I do like about the Pumas is every one that I've been that's of a good size, I would consider a good size, not just like your flat-out weekend warrior. They're all coming with the residential, which I think is going to be a really nice feature, and one that, since I do all these videos, people ask for quite a bit. You have a microwave with the old potato mode. Get your cooking on your potatoes. Now, another thing that Puma does is they use real hard wood on the cabinetry, but then also on the back sides. Now, what's nice about that is it's not just a press board, so the screws are actually anchoring on in, but you're going to get a little bit sturdier throughout time, but you're also not going to get a lot of that warping or any of that, like that sticker kind of peel that you might get if you're in that deep heat down in Texas. If you guys have owned a camper before, especially, before the wood became kind of popular on these entry levels, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have your residential style refrigerator right here. And let's see, seeing if there's a size on it. I'm going to guess an 18 cubic foot. I can't quite see it on there. But, you got your big old freezer zone, ice maker, plenty of room for a week's worth of food or a long weekend's worth of food. Right now, we've got issues with food at home because we got 16-year-old, 13-year-old, 11-year-old boys all in wrestling. 2 of them either in puberty or at the end of it. And it's, dude, these food bills are getting absolutely insane. So if you let them run rampant, that might be a might be a 2-day refrigerator when you need it to be, 5. But speaking of which, on a personal note, the youngest boy, 11, Cole, he went and tried out for state wrestling tournament, came in second, so now he qualifies to go out for the Ohio State Championship for wrestling. So that's pretty cool. You guys will be getting some updates on that. I wish him the best of luck. We were all freaking out. Got his own little singlet and all that for, going to state. So he's riding high on life. So I think that's pretty darn neat. You have a shower right here. Tri-Glide glass series to help you get in and out just a little bit more. And then as you pop on in here, you're going to notice really good head height. I mean, probably 6'4", 6'5", or so, which is really nice. And then you got another mirror for the bowling gun, baby. Bada bing, bada boom. You also have a place for your toothbrushes. And then a little mini Steam Sucker 3000 right there. The Steam Sucker 2000. Plastic bowl. And as you sit down in the toilet here, you got enough room to kind of, do your thing. You're not dancing or anything like that or moving, too far left or right, but you're definitely in the business where I would classify that as being okay. About 2 knuckles deep right here for the lip on the storage. Then you got a little hanger for your towels. And then as we head into the back, you are going to get a king bed. You do have a queen optional, I do believe, because I just saw one with the Queen. But again, that'll be down in the description as well, where you can access some of that information. It's on the strut system, so you're going hands-free for the lift up. You're also going to have an emergency exit, so pull, push, and plop. You can get out in a hurry. A couple little cubbies, and then your USBs, outlets, and a window. Turn it all around. You got yourself your dresser system right here, and then you also got a window that does open up. Again, you got the old Dracula shade going kind of half-mast right now. USB Universal C, and then your outlets, TV backer for a place for your for your TV outlet, and she's a piece. It's getting it's one of those days. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Washer and dryer, so you can do the washing and drying. That's going to be our new thing. You got a fuse box, you can get fuse boxing. Now, but really, if something's not working, that's where you're going to, check it out. I do like the mirrored finish right there. But you got plenty of hanging room, too, which is nice. But you got the mirrored backer. And you got another 15K AC up on the roof. But I think that about wraps it up here for the inside. A little bit on the short end. Only going 11 minutes right now. But I'll spend about another 2-3 minutes here on the exterior. Give you what you need. Actually, before I get out there too, I forgot to show you. This is the control panel. So you have all your controls for your slide outs here. Your water heater is going to be the on-demand water heater. And then you can check all of your different tank levels right there, as well as your slide outs. So 1, 2, and 3. With the 4th located right here against the wall, and then all your different lightings. Now this is going to be your water heater, so you can select that on right here along with your water pump, and then your tank levels. It's kind of interesting. You can see it in 2 different places. I'm not sure why they did that or the meaning behind that, but I'll try to figure out why, if that's just their goof or if that's a normal thing. There's a good video topic for you. Hey, everyone, say hey to Savannah. So right here, there's 2 different tank levels where you can check. So you can, for your whole RVs or stupid stuff. All right, so out here on the outside, you're going to have wood frame construction with the corrugated aluminum. What's nice about Puma, though, versus some of the other brands is it's not all one piece. You can see here it's sitting in about, what is that, like 10-inch slats or so. So if you were to dent it, scratch it, get some hail damage, you can replace just the sheet of it, which is going to be, nice on your kind of your maintenance long-term stuff. Hopefully you never understand why that is a good feature, but it is one I think you guys should know about. The front end is going to be a little bit more rounded than some of their others too, so the towing on this will be a little bit better, but it still is going to be a little bit boxier. So if you're doing it, I would recommend pulling with a little bit of an extra truck, like maybe a bigger 2500 or something of that nature, not only for the weight, but also for the extra drag that it's going to create. You have the solar on the side, which will be 20 amps. It'll usually come in like a little briefcase or something of that nature if you need it. Again, it's a destination RV. Probably not going to be the money that you're going to spend, since it'll be at a more permanent spot. But you can get that on solarontheside.com. The extra large propane bottles, manual tongue jack, again, because you're not going to be, jacking this thing up too often. And then you got, and then right here you have your manual jacks as well. So, you can, it's a long day. All right, see ya. I should be leaving soon. I need to be. Extra large grab handle, 2 marine grade exterior speakers so you can listen to your tunes outside. And then you also have a place where you can put, your TV out here along with the appropriate plugins, and then your freshwater connection as well. Now, if you want to pause it real quick, this is on that line said 125 lifetime warranty. So it's 1 year, no excuse, 2 years roadside assistance, and then 5-year warranty on the radial tires. LP Quick Connect will be located under here, so it basically just attaches up to the propane. So, if you want to do like a Blackstone or a grill, that's going to be where you hook that up if you're not bringing your own tanks for it. You have your 50 amp connection located right there, along with prep for the Furrion S Vision, which is going to be a 4.5-inch screen, so that way you can see what's going on behind you. But it also has a one-way mic, so you guys can communicate back and forth. Over on this side, you're going to have 3 slide outs. So you have your awning that you can put an awning topper on if you would like, that prevents debris from falling on top of your unit. Runs you probably like $800 or so, maybe $1,000 depending on the size. And then you're going to have your dump valve, your exterior shower, black tank flush, which is going to be a sprinkler system for your poop tank, and then your city water connection there too as well. Bada bing, bada boom. Then you also have your black tank flush, which is going to be a sprinkler system for your poop tank. But all right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I hope to catch you next time. Again, my name is Hunter, and this is the 2025 Puma 39PQB. Have a great day. See you. Meow, 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 meow.